Yeah, hi, hello. Welcome to the next session of full stack development. So, as part of previous session, we have discussed about one of the important aspect of Angular, that is data binding. So, in that, we have learned how to work with one-way data binding. So, in that one-way data binding from TS file to HTML file, or we can call it as from component to template. So, in that category, we have two types. One is string interpolation, and the second one is property binding. So this concept we have already completed. So next comes your the opposite direction, that is HTML to TS file. Whatever the change we do in HTML file, or whatever the data we enter in HTML file, same thing has to be captured in the TS file. That is like if you have something like one text file, not file, text box, there we can bind one variable in the TS file with one text box in the HTML file. So that is called binding is about. Earlier, whatever we did is some variable name in the TS file, we bind it with like one what I can say, one element in the HTML file. Right? That is what we did. Inside that H1 or H2 or paragraph element, we have that curly braces, double curly braces, something there. We made that binding, right? So now in that HTML file, if you have one text box, that one we can connect with the one of the variable in the TS. And how we are going to achieve that binding here, we are going to see now. So that is event binding, something we are going to do. So we are going to work with that one. So to do that, to make it work happen, first I would like to open the Visual Studio Code. Yeah, here it is not showing. Okay, I don't know. It is showing something searching from the internet. It is showing. But actually, in our computer, already Visual Studio Code is there, right? But it's not showing. So, uh,
Keshav, I cannot hear your voice properly.
how about now? Still, you are feeling the same. Are you able to hear me now? Chandrasekhar?
Keshav, it's better right now. Can
What?
you hear me? Can you hear me now? It's better, Keshav. It's better. I can hear you properly.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
So that Visual Studio Code actually has to be open, but I don't know why it is not opening. I will go to first this folder and I will try to open in that way. This is main stack Angular work. So this one I will have to open in the command prompt now first, and from this I will have to open this in the Visual Studio Code. Yeah, now it is open, right? Yeah. So I would like to implement that event binding. If I want to do that, first home component and footer component, two components are there right here. Yeah. Now what I would like to have here is just I would like to have one more extra component, something like some register component kind of some component I just would like to create, and through which I can able to send the data from HTML file to TS file, or you can use your footer component also, whatever you want to use. Yes, you can. Yeah, actually we already have footer component, right? So in that you open HTML, it is like a commented section because we wanted to use HTML inside the TS file only. So that is like embedded HTML we wanted to use. So that is the reason we have gone through this one. So if we want, we can comment this. Instead of that, here you can go with template URL here. Here it is not working. That Visual Studio Code Intelligence is not working. Yeah, but here I can write footer dot component dot HTML the way we did. It is there for your other files also in the same way we can able to do for this one as well. So here home component. Yeah, it like this. For other things, home component that HTML is there, right? Like this in the same way here, you can have for your footer component also here. Yes, now save this. Yes, another is coming because of this comma. You have to put comma over there. Okay, fine. And now here you can get some data or whatever you want. Yes, you can able to do. Or here I will try to create some method here, just like that. Some method. That method name is something like some show data method or something just like that. Some method here I'm just creating now. So in that method, what I would like to do here is something I just would like to call now. For that to happen, just to go to your yeah, in that here I would like to have one variable also. Whatever that variable name, something okay, some guest variable name is something like guest, and for that here I'm just giving some empty value. As of now, no value is there for that. Now this is my footer TS file, and whereas in that footer component.html, yeah, in this I just would like to have one simple button over there, and from this I would like to call that particular method here. So to call that method here we have to use a special symbol over there, like the way we did for property binding. Here we have a special symbol like parenthesis. Here we have to use this parenthesis, and if you use this parenthesis, then that will be acting as a event binding there. So now if we do that clicking, what should happen? That the particular method name directly we can able to write here. So that method here I'm writing is show data, whatever it is. And now just go there and yeah, that's this. Uh, we can have whatever we want, but here I'm just like to print some log message, something like in show data method, just like that I'm writing now. That's it. Now save this one and try to run this application now. So to run this application, here I can use ng. So it will take several seconds or 1 minute it will take to run that application. We'll just wait for that. That will be running in the back. Here it's compiling at the back end. For the first attempt, whenever we run, it usually taking some more time. Actually, it should not take that much time. Yeah, okay. Fine. Now it is ready. Just open the browser. Uh, yeah, footer application is there. Just expand it and try to open that console window also. Yeah, as of now it is empty, and just I am clicking this click here, and you are able to see something like it is in show data method. In show data method, right? Which means we are able to access it. Clear? So this is about your what I can say like using event binding with the help of parenthesis to achieve the event binding. But as of now, we have not sent any data yet. So even if you want to send some data over there, yes, we can able to send some data also here. So that thing again we can do in two ways. on this normal event binding with this parenthesis we can do. And one more is also there, that is something like some target value we are calling using a dollar event is there. So what is that dollar event, and what we will do with the help of that dollar event, and what we can able to do, so that we can able to what I can say like check here. Okay, so to do that, what I would like to do here is in my page in the HTML especially, here I would like to create some input now. Yeah, in that whenever I click, and here show data is there at something like that. So within that show data or somewhere else, yeah, here I would like to get the value, and I would like to see that value, whatever the value is. So to do that, here instead of having a normal console log, and here what I am doing here is that value I want to print here. So to do that, here I will be using a default variable called event here, and that kind of data will be passing from there. So to pass it, I have to use here something like here HTML, and here whenever I'm clicking here, here I have to call that particular method there, which is a show data method, and in which I have to pass dollar event. And if you want any default value for your input box, you can write it whatever it is. Or if you want to keep it as it is, that also you can able to do here. Yeah, still it is showing some error where that event may be something like we have to provide some uh, data type to your variable. I think now save this. Yeah, again template URL error occurs in the template show data, where yeah, here it is accepting some variable, no, so that's the reason here I'm not passing that, I'm not using that one. Now it is compiled successfully. Just to go there, and if you look at that last line, yeah, here normally it is showing in show data method, it is normally clicked. Now just would like to write some data over there, and just writing something like that, and now I'm clicking there. It is showing like the moment I'm clicking in show data method, but the other value is uh, not getting printed because something is problem. Yeah, you're not written anything, that's why it is not. So now what I would like to print here is that value I want to print. So event dot I think like this we have to do event dot target. Yeah, I click here. Yeah, it is showing that entire targeted element, that is input type text and all, which is ng content, something else it is showing. So no, I don't want in that way. So that value I want. So then in what I can select event dot target dot value here. Now this should work. Now just click here. Now as of now, no value is there, right? So here I am writing something like Ajay, and now I am clicking. Yeah, you're able to see something like Ajay. You understood it? Which means I am able to pass the data, whatever I have been entering in my HTML file to what I can say, my TS file, right? Yes, I'm able to successfully pass this data from HTML to TS file. So that is what your event binding is about. Clear? Yeah. Now how I did, I repeat here, very simple. I just took one text box over there, and whatever the data is there in the text box, like in the form of value. If you give value attribute here, default some value will be there, or else whatever you enter, that will be like that one. But if you click that one, whatever maybe the data is there, that data will be passed. How it is getting to know and how it is passing and all, so that purely depends on something like this one. So here you'll be using something like event, and that will be passing everything, whatever it is there in that data will be passing over. So this is what using the dollar event, and how we are going to do that here. Now this is one way in which we'll be doing. Now here I would like to have one simple form, and in which I would like to have few text boxes, 2 3 text boxes I would like to use here, and the last one I would like to use it as a submit button, just 3 text boxes with a submit button now. And whenever we click this submit button, all the data has to be submitted now. Here now, for each text element here, I can use one name for this text element, text box here. Whatever I'm writing here, some names to those text boxes with the help of this as symbol is called a template variables here. This is some new concept here which we generally don't have in normal HTML. So here I'm just using this one. Now when I'm passing calling any function here, I would like to create one more function here, or method I can able to write here. That method name is something like get data, and in that I would like to get the data in the form of 3 variables here. Okay, here it is showing some error because of that variable. Yeah. Now here I would like to get the data here, and I would like to just print that thing. Underscore a underscore b and underscore c. That's it. Just the value. Just want to print here. Still it is showing errors. I have to declare its type as any, but default its type is any only. I don't know what it is. Still showing error. Okay. No. Fine. and just go to your HTML here. Here I have to call that method. That method name is get data, and here I have to pass the value, right? So here, what I can do here is simple. When I'm doing submission, whenever I click that submit button, all this data has to be passed, and I can pass them in the form of uh, parameters. So these template variable names I can directly use here. That is what the advantage of template variables here. So directly I can able to use them. Place and job. So these three things will be considered as parameter 1, 2, 3 as arguments, and there inside this file A, B, C or whatever. That will be this one will be added to that one, and now just save. Now it is showing the compile successfully. Just go there, and if you look at this one, yeah, this is that file. These three things. Um, First one is some name, right? So here I'm writing some name, and it will be followed with some place, and here it is job, right? Something like some developer, just like that. I'm writing now. Click submit. Something happened here, but everything immediately just gone off, right? So for that to happen, what I can do is like I think here it is not showing the value. Here I will like to write this one dot value. It will give you the data, but you are not passing the value over there. So here I can able to get it like this uh, dot value. Now save this, go there and try to write something there. But some automatic live reloading is happening. Immediately it is getting reloaded. Admin. Now click submit. Yeah. Yes, the data is coming, but the thing is like that is getting reloaded. We are unable to see that, so immediately that is getting updated. But the thing is like if you do using this, that is staying there. But if you do like this, it is happening. Don't know why it is happening like that. HTML is coming, but immediately that is happening. So instead of that, what you want to, if you want to store the data in some other variable, whatever the data comes, that data you want to store in some variable, and you want to do some work with that one, yes, you can. Yeah, here normally I pass the data, and then later, I am getting that values and those variable name, and then that value we are getting printed. We are making it to get printed that value. But okay, fine. Now instead of that, what I can do here is whenever I'm passing, I will have to pass in this way. So dot value, I'm changing the style here now. So here I'm passing dot value and dot value. Here also something like dot value. And in this TS file, when I'm printing now, no need to use value here because we are directly passing the values over there. So here no need to use that one. It is opening some other shortcuts. Key might have been pressed. I'll just go there and elaborate. So here I just type something like some admin, and here's some name, something like some Jose, and try to click submit. Yeah, yes, the data is getting passed. So in two ways, we can able to uh, get the data to be passed here. And all these things are happening because I think I'm using form immediately. As I'm using something action, it is trying to go to the next page or something. It is trying to happen. So instead of that, what I will try to do here is I will have to remove this form, something like this, and here instead of having submit here I would like to have one button, which is a normal button. And but when I'm clicking this button, something is happening. Now, if I can do in this way, then it should work for me. Open, and there is no value given for this button. So button is like normal, so there is no text is there over the button. So just to make it here, I'm using something like value. For button, it is different. Value means it will give some name to your button. Yeah, here send it just like that on. Right. Here something went on clicked on. Here I have to write that one. Now save. Now it is compiling successfully. Now just go there. This is the one, and it's better. This is for something different. So I have to differentiate it, and here I can use something like some placeholder. Then it will be easy to detect. I'm writing something like name. Here I'm writing the place. Here I'm writing job. Something like this. Right. That's it. And now try to send it. Click this. But still here we have not got anything. We have to use that one. It's not considering that there's something wrong. Not considering that event binding. Clicking is not actually happening. Now click this one. Yes. Now you are able to see, right? Some data is there. That data we are sending. Now we are able to capture the data, which means we can able to link some part of your HTML with some part of your TS file. So here I can say like this get data is one method, and this part I am just binding with this particular data or whatever the area it is. So from this I can able to send the data from my HTML to TS file as per the user selection or as per the user entry, whatever it is. From this I can able to do that one. So that is called your event binding, and that I can able to achieve in two ways. One is simply using this operances and all, just normally sending the data that I can able to do like this I can able to do. And the other thing is like by using dollar event also I can able to get it clear. So when I'm using this, I have to use something like a concept called template variable name concept, and with the help of which I can able to pass the data. Right. So this is about your data binding here. So with this, we are done with from here to there and from there to there. Next is something like these two are one-way data binding example. Next is two-way data binding. So whenever we are talking about here, a two-way data binding, this you can achieve in two ways. One is using a directive called ng model directive. This is one way, but this we'll be discussing later, because as of now you don't know what is the meaning of directive, right? That we'll be discussing later. But in other way also we can able to do, that is the combination of string interpolation with property binding, not property, string interpolation with your event binding. This combination or property binding with event binding. So whatever it is, using this any of the what I can say combination, I can able to make it work like two-way data binding. That meaning is, if I do some change in my HTML, the same change should reflect in my TS file. How it is happening now? Whatever I enter here, the data is going to my TS file. Right? So whatever is displayed in the console window is called TS file. Okay, fine. But now whatever it is getting displayed in my page, like Ravi or Ajay, whatever happening, that is from my TS file. Right? So whatever the data I enter here, that data has to be captured, and the moment I send it, and immediately after that, to below to this line, one more line should be there where that data should be displayed. Like if I enter Ravi Kumar, Ramesh Kumar, whatever it is, the data should go there, and to go to that whatever I entered here, that value should be updated in my TS file from HTML to TS, and from the TS again that value to be displayed directly in the web page. You understood? So for that to happen, what I'm trying to do here is uh, somewhere in my TS file, here something like show data, or okay, one text file is there, or even in my this one also, my this file also. Here what I can do is, uh, there is one variable already there available called, that variable is called variable guest, which is a property for that, and which is there as a internal property of footer component class. And for that, this dot guest, that value I would like to update with whatever the value comes from this. Okay, now that value I always wanted to display in the HTML file, where in the form of here I would like to display that value. Just like that, I would like to display here, and here I'm using something like h2, and here I would like to display that value. That's it. What is that value? Guest. So because directly I can able to use that variable, right? Yeah. So now save this and save this. Just to go to the browser, and if you look at that one, after submit, nothing was there. So now just some space is there, nothing was there. Now here I'm just passing something and some place, some job. Now send. Yeah, here it is showing admin. Okay, fine. But if you look at this one, here that data is getting displayed here, which means from here I'm sending the data, and the data is captured, and the same thing is getting updated. You understand, right? That is what I'm able to achieve that two-way data binding here as a combination of my event binding is there as I'm clicking, and next is this string interpolation because I'm printing it. The same thing I can able to achieve using property binding also. For that to happen, what I can do here is here in this no data is there in that, right? So what I can do is like here I can able to give some default data for this one. What I'm talking is this particular one here, no default data, right? So I can give some default data instead of giving default data normally. Here I would like to use some property binding, and this value should be taken from the TS file value. Got it, right? So that variable called guest, and that variable has to be sent when I click this send button. So for that to happen, I'm just reloading it. Now, as of now, if you look at this, this is empty, right? And here some name I'm writing just like that. Okay, and now just try to, yeah, submit, send it. Now, if you look at this one, this is coming because of string interpretation, but you are able to see something. This value is also getting updated. You understood it? So this is like, implementing the two-way data binding, the help of the combination of string interpolation with event binding, or property binding with event binding. We can able to do that with data binding also. Clear? So that's it. This is about your complete data binding. That ng model will be discussing when we are discussing about what I can say, like directives. When it comes that part directives, there will be discussing. Fine. Yeah. So that's it. And yeah, in our next session, we are going to discuss some other aspects of something like I think it's better to go with something, some routing, how to do routing between different components. Because in our page, if you look at this one, all the components are there. I don't want like this. Here I want something like menu bar or something like, or some links at least. If I click this footer, then footer related information. If I click this home related information. If I click this something like sign up related information, sign in related information. That kind of routing I want. So how to do that routing, such things we'll be discussing in our next session. Okay, I hope you are clear till now, or else if you are having still any doubt regarding today's session, just let me know in the chat box, or else if you are clear, just let me know, like, you are clear, so that we can wind up for that.